In this video, I will show you how to sum the largest n values in Excel like this. So let's get started. In this Excel sheet, I have some numbers in this column. Now, I want to sum the top or largest n numbers. For example, the sum of the largest two numbers will be 11 plus 9, that is 20, and the sum of the largest three numbers will be 11 plus 9 plus 5, that will be 25. To sum up the top n numbers, I will use the Excel large function. The large function returns the nth largest number from the specified cell range or an array. This function accepts two arguments, a cell range or an array, and the position in the array or cell range to return. For example, we can use this large formula to get the largest number in the given cell range and this large formula to get the second largest number from the cell range. We can also specify an array as the second argument of the large function instead of an individual position. In that case, the large function returns an array containing the corresponding values. For example, to get the first three largest values of the range, we can specify an array containing 1, 2, and 3 as the second argument of the large function like this. This large formula returns an array containing the top three values. To sum the largest n values, I will use the large function as an argument of the sum function. Let's type an equal sign in the target cell to start the formula. Now type sum followed by an opening bracket and then type large followed by an opening bracket. Select the range of the cells containing numbers as the first argument of the large function. Since we want to find the sum of the two largest numbers, I will specify an array containing 1 and 2 elements as the second argument. Type the closing brackets of the large and sum functions. Hit the enter key to complete the formula. As you can see, we now have the sum of the two largest numbers. To get the sum of the top three numbers, the only change I will make is to provide an array containing 1, 2, and 3 as the second argument of the large function like this. This approach is feasible only when we want to sum up a few largest numbers. For example, to get the sum of the top 100 numbers, we need to create an array containing 1 to 100 numbers, and that is not feasible. In such cases, we can use the Excel sequence function. The sequence function generates a list of sequential numbers in an array. To generate a list of numbers 1 to 5 in an array, we can specify 5 as the argument of the sequence function. We can use this function along with the large and sum functions to sum top n values. For example, this formula will return the sum of the largest 5 numbers of the cell range. The problem is that the sequence function is only available in Office 365 and Excel 2021 versions or later. So if you are using an older version of Excel, you cannot use this function. However, there is an alternative to the sequence function for the older version of Excel. We can use the Excel indirect function along with the row function to create a sequence of numbers in an array. Here is the formula to generate an array containing 1 to 5 numbers as elements. Here, the indirect function converts text 1 to 5 as the range reference, and then the row function returns the row numbers for that range in the form of an array. To get the sum of the top 5 numbers, I have used this formula as an argument of the sum product function like this. As you can see, it returns the sum of the largest 5 numbers. We can also make the top n value dynamic by referring to a cell value instead of hard coding. To do that, we need to append the cell value to the range reference text using the ampersand sign like this. Also, make the numbers range reference absolute using the dollar signs like this so that when we drag the formula to other cells, it will not change. Copy the formula to other cells. As you can see, we now have the sum of the top n values. Now, when we change the top n cell value, the sum will be calculated dynamically based on the n value like this. Watch these videos for more Excel tips, tricks and how-to tutorials. If you found this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to our channel.